Hi everyone, today with the beauty of time-lapse video I'm going to be able to show you how to make my favourite all-time risotto. While we do that, we're going to be able to quell a few urban myths, and thirdly I'm going to give you two top tips which work for any risotto, and they're dead simple. Make sure you can get the best stock you can, and no product advertising here. If you can use Tesco, I don't have to use Tesco, but Carnaroli risotto rice. If you can just use Carnaroli risotto rice. Main reason for using Carnaroli risotto rice rather than arborio is that Carnaroli actually leaves a little bit al dente once the thing's cooked. Now, do I want al dente rice? Well, actually you do, because it's not quite like pasta, but if you use arborio rice, you basically just end up with one great big homogeneous mess of risotto, and it's all just tastes the same. Where for Carnaroli rice, you can actually still taste the grains of rice in your end risotto. And as I said before, the stock, that's the other main ingredient. And this is just my stock now, is just cooking away. This is just dried mushrooms, some cheap mushrooms that are about £1 for half a field, some thyme leaves and bay leaves. And if you haven't got time, about 20 minutes, half an hour will give you a lovely infused stock to make my perfect mushroom risotto. I'm going to cook that for about half an hour. And then I'm just going to turn the heat off, I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm just going to let that infuse like a tea bag for about 2 hours before I'm ready to cook the risotto later on. So my risotto stock has now been made, and I've drained that on the side. What I've done here, I've just sweated a shallot, and then I've added the risotto rice, and it's very important, the most important step in risotto is to toast it in a little bit of oil and butter. And what this does is it just cracks the outside of the grains, and that cracking of the outside grain is basically what makes the sauce. So just getting that up to heat now. I can now add a little bit of white wine. And now as the outside of the grain is cracked, this is what makes the sauce. And the fallacy about standing here for 20 minutes doing this, la 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 la, is just absolute load of dross, it has to be said. So just to prove the fact, I'm going to let this wine evaporate off, get rid of the alcohol, and as soon as that goes sticky, I'm just going to add all my stock, and then time, the important bit, risotto needs to cook for 18 minutes exactly, so it doesn't need to be boiling, you just need to see some bubbles so the water's hot and evaporating. I'll give it 18 minutes, I'll probably stir it a couple of times, and then we'll come back at the end and show you the finished product. Okay, that's fairly sticky now, so I'm just going to add my stock. I'll probably top that up with a little bit of water, but I'll bring that to a gentle simmer. I'm going to stick the timer on for 18 minutes, and then we'll be back in 16 minutes and we'll finish the show off. So here we are at 16 minutes. As you can see, most of the stock's gone. There's just a little bit left. This just needs another couple of minutes cooking. What I do now is any additions. So for example, today we're adding a little bit of asparagus. That'll take just over a minute to cook. Just throw that in, leave it there. On the side here, I've just cooked off some lovely girole mushrooms, wild girole mushrooms, into garlic, salt, parsley. Again, I'll stir those in right at the end, and that's pretty much all there is to it. The one thing there is pretty much the nice risotto sauce there, but the other thing at the end when you finish it with just a knob of butter, just to help the sauce emulsify, and then quite a little bit of Parmesan cheese, which has a nice depth of flavour. That all just helps emulsify and make a beautiful risotto sauce, as you will see. Okay, timer says 18 minutes, so it's pretty much ready to go now. So I've knocked the heat off. That's all just the residual heat, which will keep cooking it. and just a little bit of butter.